Yo guys, welcome back to the Blue Podcast with me, Tom and Ben, and our first guest, my dad Andrew.
Good afternoon or good evening, depends when you're watching it.
Yeah, we got our first comment. That's not my girlfriend on the last video, Ben, by Mr. Footballer. He didn't actually obviously watch the whole video, but he just said hi. We upload these Thursday, 4 p.m. every week. And if you enjoy the content, we'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. We're almost at 50 subscribers, so it's great. And also, we have a Twitter. We got a new Twitter. It's at the Blue Podcast 1 if you want to go follow it. We're going to start posting some stuff on there to make it more interesting. All right, should we kick it off with the FA Cup final, which I was fuming about? For reference, my dad is also a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, we lost 2-1 to Arsenal. What was your view on it, Ben?
I think Chelsea were hard done by with the decisions, I have to say. But I don't think it should take away anything from Aubameyang's second goal, because that was unreal. His second goal. But a couple of the decisions were very, very questionable.
Yeah. So we got penalty. The contact started outside the box. It wasn't a second yellow on Kovacic. Why was VAR not involved? Keeper hand was the ball outside the box. Pedro was fouled.
With that one, I saw something online. Was it like some editing that made it look like outside the box, or was it actually outside the box?
I don't know. I've seen so many pictures where it's outside the box and stuff.
Yeah, so, I've seen others where it's like inside, but I don't know if it's been edited to look outside or been edited to look inside. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was really strange because I mentioned it to my dad when we were watching it. The commentator says, "Oh, that looks like that was outside the box," and then obviously something happened. Like they get told in their ear to not mention it again because it doesn't get mentioned again.
Yeah.
It was so dodgy. It was so dodgy. The fact that they didn't even go to VAR to look at it just seems a joke. I don't know.
Yeah,
I saw it and I was like, "Oh, there's going to be like a big decision here. They might even go to the screen or something," and then it just nothing happened.
It was so weird. It was almost like they just said no, it's okay.
Yeah.
It was very strange the way he booked Kovacic for the second one. It looked like he was booking the bloke for diving, and I think even the commentator said he almost sent him off apologetically. It was sort of very strange. No one could see that he was going to send him off. The commentator's saying, "Well, I don't know who the card's for. Must be for the bloke for diving." And then suddenly Kovacic is gone. Seemed.
Yeah, it's a strange one because we can see it like through the screen, and the referee just doesn't. And even the commentator can see it because, like you say, he was saying, "Oh, he's going to give him a yellow here," and then someone must be in his ear or something because it's just not something not quite linking up.
He'd also booked Mount about half an hour before that for no reason at all. Where Mount didn't even touch him, didn't get close to him. He's thrown himself down. He booked Mount as well. So he's obviously on a bit of a mission.
Yeah. And then Pedro got a foul right on the edge of the box, and then it wasn't given. Clearest day foul the ref was right next to it, and then obviously Pedro goes on to get injured.
Yeah,
like just against his shoulder.
Which I don't think that's the ref's fault, but certainly the free kick on the edge of the area was the ref's fault.
Well, no, if you're saying if the free kick had been given, likely it is I saw something say that Pedro literally gets kicked as he goes into the box, and it's not brought back for a penalty as well. So
yes,
it was dodgy. It was a very dodgy game, but at the same time, I don't think Chelsea were good enough. I don't want to completely blame the decisions because we weren't good enough after our first goal. We got very lackadaisy.
Even the red card, you thought even that was going to be a big decision, like they might go to the screen. They haven't done that all season. So
really strange.
Well,
it's time to move on before we get too upset.
Well, it's a shame, but it has been an amazing season for Lampard. Even though we didn't win the FA Cup, that would have been a very nice icing on the cake. But
on another note, do you think that means Arsenal will keep Aubameyang?
They could do.
Yeah, I think it looked like the Arsenal players. I think they said it on the red telly as well that they were playing for him.
Right.
That they were cohesive and they were tighter at the back and they were all kind of a bit more spirit about them. So that bodes well for them. It bodes well for keeping the players like Aubameyang, and also we can't even talk about the transfer yet. That's too upsetting at the moment.
The Willian's been given a 3-year contract to Arsenal.
I can't believe that you wouldn't push for.
I don't know.
Like, it's almost worth just taking that little financial hit just to keep him away from Arsenal. Why would you give him to Arsenal?
Yeah,
A player of that caliber.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Send him to Burnley, fine, but don't send him to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. By the time he maybe goes to Arsenal from Burnley, it's too late in his career. So.
It's been great since lockdown for us.
Williams, he's been really good.
So I don't get it. Don't understand it. He's still one of the quickest players on the pitch when he plays. And he's 30, whatever he is.
Yeah. Are you shocked that you didn't activate that clause for Ake?
Well, I was going to come on to that. Yeah.
Really?
Was that? I thought it finished in January, but apparently he could have still done it this transfer window. And yet here come Man City with 40 million and just pick him up.
I think you had the chance to activate that 40 million. Lampard didn't want him, so
I don't know why.
I was looking at other options.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Lampard probably got his eye on a couple or sees what he needs, and if Ake's not it, then
you've got to trust the process.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining that we've got Ake. I think it's a decent option in terms of versatility and stuff like that. So
yeah, true. And you've also just got Ferran Torres.
Yeah, just need Koulibaly now.
Yeah, if you get Koulibaly, that's huge. I mean, Pep came out and said that he's got Ferran Torres, he's got Ake, but he said he still wants 5 more players.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
What?
I can't see that happening. I think it must be over a couple of transfer windows. Because surely you can't.
You can't get 5 more. I mean, we're on track to get at least another left back and centre back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting. But and a keeper actually, because we're thinking of getting Nick Pope for 50 million.
Yeah.
You love Nick Pope as well.
I do like Nick Pope. I have rated Nick Pope really highly this season. I think he came second in Golden Glove, or was that?
I think you had some stats on him on one of your podcasts a few weeks ago, if I remember correctly.
I did, but I can't remember where they are now.
Yeah, I think he was second or something.
No, he was first then, but I think Edison, because City kind of went on that period. They've had like 2 spells where they've won like 5-0, 5-0, 4-0, 5-0. Edison's just picked up the clean sheets.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's between Henderson and Pope for England, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I'm going to be biased because I do like Pope a lot. I would put Pope in, but if you're looking about the future, because Pope's I think 28 now.
Yeah, but he's got that experience.
Yeah, and then if you want a shot stopper, which we've lacked this season, you get
someone who moves when the ball comes near them.
It reminds me of Claudio Bravo, to be honest.
What, Kepa?
Yeah. Do you remember how bad Claudio Bravo was?
Yeah, I remember when he came over and everyone was like hyping him up from
it's fantastic. No.
Yeah.
Do you remember that trend where when you used to have their camera and everyone would stay stationary and then someone moved the camera around? It was online about it was called the Kepa challenge, isn't it? Because he just stands stationary like that when the ball goes past him.
Well, I know you like Garcia, Ben, for your centre back. He's Barcelona's top target right now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's if he goes to Barca, I'm not going to be like, oh, why has he gone Barca? But I think with him playing a lot more, we've got a better chance of keeping him.
Yeah.
But if he goes...
Well, he's Spanish, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's almost your childhood dream if you're Spanish to go to Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Or play for Pep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the one thing that gives us a chance of keeping him. But it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it will be.
How long do you think you got Pep for then? Because he usually does 3 seasons, doesn't he? And then
I had a feeling that this season coming was going to be his last season because that's the end of his contract extension. But with the ban being lifted, he might extend it for maybe a couple more seasons. But I can't see him staying until like 2025 or something like that.
We were saying that his best chance of winning Champions League in the next 5, 6, 7 years will be with City.
Yeah,
because of the team he's already built, and he's got De
true.
Bruyne,
Yeah.
So
he's also said that he wants to try out international football, which is a thing. So
he could be tempted by PSG. Hasn't won the French league, big money.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah, we're saying
we could have Mbappe, Neymar.
Yeah, not bad.
We were saying he might be tempted by Juve as well because he's not been to Serie A.
But there's almost no challenge though if he goes to PSG or Juventus in terms of winning
challenge in the Italian league, couldn't there?
The last time Juventus didn't win Serie A was Aguero signed that season.
Yeah, well,
it's crazy.
Inter, we're only 1 point behind them this season, though.
They're building a good team, and apparently Conte might leave because he's not getting the backing from
I saw that
higher ups.
And they're looking at him going to Juve, and then Allegri, who used to manage Juve, goes to Inter. They just swap them around, don't they?
It's like
merry-go-round,
playing cards, and you just trade them with your friends.
Yeah. Did you see that rumor that Ronaldo was close before the coronavirus to going to PSG?
Really?
Yeah, apparently he was really.
Imagine that.
Apparently he was really close to going to PSG, but because of coronavirus, the financial aspect of it just wasn't feasible. But
imagine that.
Because he was thinking, it'll be like a dream team.
Good.
That would be crazy.
He'd be the older statesman, wouldn't
he? Yeah.
He's 34, 35 now.
Yeah, he's still banging in.
And
he's still super fit, isn't he?
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's super fit.
Yeah, and we're not giving Willian a 3-year deal.
I
need to plug my laptop in. Give me a sec.
All right.
You guys can talk.
Are you going to cut this out of the podcast, or are we just going to carry on? Oh, he's done that.
See what happens.
So, when was the last time you went to see City? Did you see City much?
I wanted to move to my bed. Sorry, I haven't got a plug close enough.
Yeah. I go, say, 2-3 times a season, usually in the Champions League because that's cheaper tickets. And also it's probably the more exciting game. So,
well, this is a bit informal. I'm really sorry, but my plug's not close enough to the where I was sitting. So
no problem.
What were you guys saying again?
I was just saying. Last time I've been to see City, I think it was. I went to see City v United in the League Cup and we lost 1-0. We actually smashed them, but we just couldn't score. So, story of our season.
Yeah, you always say that story.
It's true.
Well, the last time we went to a game, Dad, was
Leicester at home.
Leicester at home, and we lost. Yeah,
we
2
did.
Seasons ago. Not this season. It was
2 seasons ago.
Right.
I mean, I've been to Bournemouth twice. We lost 4-0 and then we drew 2-2, which is disastrous. I once saw Southampton when they were in a bit of a slump and we beat them 4-1 this season. So went down there. That was they looked awful. That's before the turnaround. So we were lucky to play them when we did.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 more things to talk about for transfers. They are unfortunately all about Chelsea for you, Ben. But Bayer Leverkusen have lowered their asking price for Havertz to 85 million from 100, which is big for us.
That's nice.
That's really good because apparently he's really desperate for a move to Chelsey now.
Yeah, Champions League.
Yeah,
it's a win-win for him.
Our attack next season, if we get him, is just going to be
unreal.
Yeah, and Reguilon, voted best La Liga left back this season, might sign him, which would be obviously quite big as well.
Yeah.
What? Not Chilwell?
Well, if you can't get Ben Chilwell, then we'll.
They're probably thinking Chilwell's because he's English and Premier League proven is going to be really expensive, isn't he? So.
Yeah, well, they're thinking almost 80 million for him. which
Yeah,
is
a lot.
bonkers. But I think I saw somewhere that it might be more like 45, 50.
Okay.
It's a lot of money for a left back. You don't win. Left backs don't win leagues or cups, do they? Really? I'm afraid.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, yeah, we didn't. You don't win. You don't win leagues and cups with left backs and right backs. You win them with central defenders and central midfielders. And
The core.
True. Yeah, true.
in my humble opinion.
All right, should we get into the interview? I guess.
Yeah.
Chelsea history interview.
Well, I'm not 50 yet, so I don't go that far back.
All right. Well, let's start off with an easy question. What was your first Chelsea game, and do you remember it?
Yeah, I do. No, 1978, 77, something like that. Plough Lane. This was a pre-season friendly. I was only about 6 or 7. I went with my brother and my dad. And yeah, I think Chelsea may have even lost to the old Wimbledon. Were in the 4th division then.
Right.
But I remember Ron Harris scored, old Ron Harris, and he shook my hand when I was a little kid standing on the terraces before it was all caged in. And as he ran past, I leant out and he shook my hand after he scored a goal. There you go. Not my first league match was 1980. West Ham were cup holders. Midweek, 2-1, 1980, of September, October time.
We lose.
No, we won 2-1.
Okay.
And I remember seeing Mickey Droy play at the back for us, and it was always made me laugh because he looked like Grandad or my dad. If you ever see a picture of Mickey Droy, he looked like my dad at the time. So, my dad's played for Chelsea.
Well, I always used to say that about you and Lampard when I was like under the age of 10.
Yeah,
I used to think you looked a bit like Lampard. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's very, very flattering. Thank you, Tom. I'm sure Mum will be pleased.
Yeah. All right. Well, we spoke about this. Was it last podcast about Leeds coming up and their rivalry with Chelsea? You obviously have experienced some finals with Ron Harris kicking someone in the head and not even getting a card.
I wasn't actually born when the Leeds final was on.
Okay.
It was just before I was born. My brother was born. I wasn't. Then I was born about a year later. Yeah. If you ever watch the clips of it, it makes. I don't know if we talk about it later, but the Battle of the Bridge. Remember the old Chelsea Tottenham game where they had everyone book their keeper, and it was the 1970 final made that look like a practice match. It was unbelievable. At one point, I think there's a Chelsea player taking a throw on, and he gets slide tackled and taken out while he's trying to take a throw in off the pitch. And it's so crazy. They've worked out. I think I'm sure we've had this conversation. They've worked out that on today's refereeing, there would be 12 players left on the pitch at the end, 13 players max. There's so many. It just would have been abandoned. It was just it's like a boxing match. It's horrific.
Proper football.
Proper football. Yeah. On the mud bath.
Yeah, you certainly can't get away with that these days.
No.
Although I did when I was looking it up on Wikipedia, and it was saying, in terms of the Chelsea-Leeds rivalry, that Leeds regard Chelsea as like their second most important rivalry after United. But then with Chelsea, they regard pretty much Arsenal, Tottenham, the London clubs as their main rivals, and then Leeds. Would you say that's about right? It was apparently they did the poll or something.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult because Leeds have been away from the top flight for quite a while now. I mean, I know certainly when you go to Stamford Bridge, the best atmosphere is always against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, that is just like a second.
I'd say of late, it's been United as well.
Yeah, a little bit less than it used to be. I think Tottenham have taken over, particularly some of the big matches, Battle of the Bridge, you mentioned already.
Yeah.
I remember going to a Chelsea-Leeds match a few years ago now, probably about 15, 20 years ago. And we were 3-1 down, and I was in the old West Stand. And so I was about 10 feet away from the Leeds fans. And it was so crazy. I just left with 20 minutes to go, just for my sheer safety. Before I got, there's no way you want to leave the ground with them. They were absolutely mental.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, we're 3-1 down, we're not going to win. Might as well leave and get home quickly because never again.
You'll start coming with barriers and stuff.
Oh, man, they were scary. They were proper scary fans.
Yeah.
Well, so would you say that they're the scariest fans you've ever experienced?
I don't know. It's also I happen to be like 10 feet away from them rather than sort of at the other end. So,
well, did you ever experience a Millwall game when they were in the top flight?
No, I don't know. Top flight. We used to play them in the old second division.
Mm.
No, I wouldn't go to a Chelsea Millwall match. I could help it. Definitely not away. That would just be sort of, take out life insurance. It's just
no chance of getting home with any scratches.
No. It was crazy.
Mm. Well, I mean, it'd be nice to see the rivalry kind of flare back up against Leeds and Fulham, who've just got promoted.
Yeah,
but
there's a slightly different relationship with Fulham. I think they feel that we patronise them because we quite like them, really. They're not, which is sort of, I think they get really upset that there isn't like this burning rivalry between Chelsea and Fulham.
Right, it's quite a one-sided rivalry, isn't it?
Yeah, we quite like to see them do well, which I don't think that goes down well with them.
Right.
No, it's almost like a mick take.
No, it's a good club.
Yeah.
In fact, in 1981, there we go. 1981, I went to the old Craven Cottage, which is still all standing, and they beat Man City 5-1 in the old. I think it was in the old second division in literally about 1981, 1982. There we go. Gordon Davies was up front for Fulham before he moved to Chelsea. There you go.
That's interesting.
It's interesting. Well, let's jump forward. Well, not jump forward. What was your all-time greatest era of football, would you say?
Era? Oh, I think it's a game. Mid to late noughties has got to be that side. That side that played Cech, Terry, Gallas, Cavaliero, Ashley Cole left back, Lampard, Ballack, Essien, Drogba up front. A little bit earlier than that, you've got sort of Duff on one side, Robin on the other. That side was just incredible.
Joe Cole?
Joe Cole. Yeah, I forgot about Joe Cole. Sorry, Joe. I'm not sure if he watches or not, but apologies, Joe, if you he scored that great goal against United that won the league, where I think he nutmegged Ferdinand and ran around the other way and stuck it away at Stamford Bridge. That was a great goal.
Takes his top off, spinning it around. I remember that.
Yeah, but I think that era of I think that time we were chatting a little bit about it earlier, but we let in something like 15 goals all season and scored over 70 something, and just that was such a one-sided Premier League win. Those 05-06 was just brilliant. Those two sides, and that was the side that should have gone on to win the Champions League. Really, that never did.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. The Terry slip in
the Terry slip.
08.
It should never have been there. Was that on artificial turf or something, or was it just? Or was it not? It was certainly
a shocking pitch.
It was a shocking pitch, and I don't know why they put it out there in the month that they did. It was just awful. Yeah, he slipped over and United won it. Lampard scored in the second half, and I think we hit the post as well. Hit the bar.
Yeah.
Unlucky to go to penalties, and then lots of stuff on social media after that. Mind the slip, and there's Terry falling over as well. Silly stuff like that. But, that was a much better side than the side that won it in 2012.
Yeah, definitely.
With greats like Malouda and Kalou.
And Bertrand having his debut in the Champions League final.
Yeah, fancy making a debut in midfield. Left midfield, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He played in there before.
It was kind of coupled together, that side, because Mateo was the manager, wasn't it? And it was just kind of everything was just. And
Terry needs some bloke in the back, Barcelona player in the back, so he was missing. And then who was it? What's his name? The guy that came from Bolton. Cahill. Cahill got injured in the second minute or something.
Yeah.
And he had to be taken off, and we were playing someone at the back who never played at the back.
I think it was Ivanovic at right back. Right centre back. I think Ashley Cole was playing left centre back. And then I think Bertrand got moved back to left back, and someone else came on.
No, I tell you, played in centre defence was the guy. I can't remember his name now. African guy, Mikel, who never passed the ball forward in his entire Chelsea career, only ever sideways and backwards.
Yeah, that's so true.
Over 8 years, I think he kicked the ball forward twice, and everyone just used to applaud him when he did, because he never did. He played central mid defence for the first time ever. It's just crazy.
That's the sort of the beauty of football, that you can win stuff, but against the odds completely. That's sort of with having none of your first choice players, but still being able to win Champions League. It's kind of makes it.
Well, there's that phrase where your name's on the trophy. When you look at the Barcelona possession against us in the semi-final, it's 78, 80%. Ridiculous.
Well, that does link to what was your favourite ever game to go to?
Well, it's got to be up there. That was the game where Iniesta passed the ball more times than Chelsea during the game. As you go, well, there was all that tippy-tappy stuff they used to do, though, so there was always lots of passes that were unnecessary.
Because me and my dad were at the 1-0 win in 2012 at home against Barcelona.
Where Drogba shinned it in.
Yeah.
And Messi missed a penalty.
Yes.
Messi missed a penalty.
Yeah.
So that one, I thought Stamford Bridge was going to fall down at the final whistle.
Oh, it was crazy.
Just shaking. That was a brilliant game.
I don't remember much of when I was 12, but that night I certainly do remember.
I remember them warming up and thinking, "Come on, we're going to get absolutely spanked." I mean, this is just looking at their side, and you look at Kalu and Malouda warming up, thinking, "What's the point?" And then,
I'm busy taking films of Messi warming up on the sideline.
Look, it's Messi.
And then we started to play quite well, and our defence played out of their skins, and the luck was with us and all that sort of thing. We go back to '97, great game at Stamford Bridge, FA Cup third round. So 97, about 3rd or 4th of January, 2-0 down to half-time to Liverpool. Liverpool were flying high at the time. We'd given them 2 goals. Collymore and Fowler, I think, had scored. And then he brought on Mark Hughes. And 26 minutes later, we were 4-2 up. And him and Zola just destroyed them. And we went on to win the Cup and then the Cup Winners' Cup. So I remember at half-time, we were just, we go home now, this is dreadful. And then 4 goals in the second half against Liverpool. That was a pretty good game. And then Battle of the Bridge. When Leicester won it, and that was.
I could have gone to that game. And
go on, Tom. Tell your story. How you'll never forgive your father for being a horrible man.
All right. So I had my English language GCSE the day after in the afternoon.
That was the morning.
Was it morning?
Yeah, it was morning.
And basically, that game was the night before.
Right, I think you said this before, actually.
It haunts him to his dying day.
My parents said, "No, you can't go. You got GCSE next day," and I was still up and awake by the time my dad got back. So I could have easily gone and watched it, but at the same time, probably my emotions would have been through the roof if I was there even more than watching it on TV.
And that
you started writing like a match report or something in your language.
That was those 3 games I think stand out: Barcelona, Liverpool, and Tottenham. It was fantastic.
Reminds me that Liverpool game reminds me of the. Do you remember the game where City were 3-0 down at half time? And then Jay Barton got sent off, and we ended up winning 4-3 in the FA Cup.
Oh, against who?
What was this?
Tottenham.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah,
I think it was it Mackin and McManaman and people like that scored, and it's like an iconic game. But so they always come up in the FA Cup first that game.
They do.
Well, that is what is so amazing about the FA Cup is the comebacks in the games are often crazy.
Yeah. And also it's against Tottenham, so it's good for you.
Exactly, yeah.
And Leicester won, and also of course then what made it even more special was that Leicester won it and Tottenham didn't. So from a Chelsea perspective, not only were they 2-0 up and got it back, but it then, the Chelsea crowd may have mentioned that they weren't going to win the Premier League after all, once or twice.
Well, you were saying that the whole stadium was vibrating as everyone was jumping around. It was insane. Yeah. It was almost like we'd won the Champions League again.
It's like we'd won the Premier League, not Leicester. It was so crazy. But it was so joyful that it was against Tottenham.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to bring it back to Champions League when we won it in 2012.
Yeah.
We watched the second leg of the Barcelona game together, didn't we? But then obviously that was on a field trip for the Champions League final.
Yeah. Right. So I couldn't watch it then.
Yeah, which was obviously a massive shame. But I remember when who's their attacking midfielder? Who scored?
Oh, probably begins with a V.
No, no. What's his name? The German Bayern Munich attacking midfielder.
German. What, Müller?
Yeah, Muller. That's it.
Right.
When Muller scored his goal in the final, I thought that was it. If I'm going to be honest,
Yeah,
because they were all over us.
absolutely. Like Barcelona the game before.
Right.
It was one-way traffic.
Yeah.
And somehow the man for the big occasion stepped up and headed the ball in.
That was something.
See it go through your head, like reliving it.
I was travelling back with all these kids from a field trip the next day, and you know when you're on those buses, you have the big microphones. He's like, "Oh, can everyone make sure they're back here by 1 o'clock? We're going to stop at the service station and get back by 1." I just kept getting going. Champions of Europe, Didier Drogba. The ones that getting booing from all these kids on the bus because I picked up the microphone of the coach. All I get to talk about was the Chelsea game.
just to remind them.
Yeah.
Just to remind them in case they forgot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you and your parents followed Wimbledon. We're going to take away from Chelsea. Did you ever follow Wimbledon before they split up at all?
Well, I go and see them play Lane in Selhurst Park, but no, I never followed them. I quite enjoyed going to watch them, and you'd see them play. Try and kick the whatever out of Gary Lineker and all those sorts of players. But no, I was always a Chelsea fan. Whenever it's Chelsea Wimbledon, I wouldn't go with the Wimbledon fans. I'd always go to Chelsea and make sure I got tickets for that. So we went to the semi-final in '97 when we beat Wimbledon at Highbury. So I was there, and when Chelsea scored Zola's first goal, it was a huge. I can't remember. Half the Wimbledon section jumped up in the air, and they realised that actually half the Wimbledon section was Chelsea as well. So then the stewards had to all kind of shovel the Chelsea players and fans at one end, or the Wimbledon fans at the other end. I mean, that was. I don't know if that would happen today. I don't know if you would.
Yeah. Well, no. Jump at the 2012 Champions League game against Barcelona. There was that Catalan Barcelona supporter. He got kicked out, and he had like a Spanish flag wrapped around his back and stuff.
No, don't know that.
He was like halfway through the first half, and there was just this Barcelona player with a flag in the edge, like screaming out and cheering, and they just got kicked out straight away by the stewards.
I was thinking more about what happened. Do you remember
Ben does this sometimes. It does happen, but he comes straight back. You cut out.
Okay. I'm back. I was going to say, if you remember Euro 2016 when England played, was it Russia or something at the Marseille Stadium, and there was like crowd trouble because he like came together.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're very. I mean, at Stamford Bridge a few times, someone QPR scored, and I remember a guy jumping up. They got him out of there within seconds because he was in serious trouble if he'd stayed around. So it's not. I think they print it on the tickets now as well.
Right.
Some places I've seen.
Trying to prevent violence as much as possible.
Family game.
Yeah. We got any questions for him, Ben?
So going back to like the Chelsea and Leeds rivalry, my dad was saying that is it Norman Hunter who played for?
Yeah, Bite Your Knees. What his name was. So he had a funny nickname like that.
Right, and there was another player that was quite hard. But I've forgotten his name.
Bremner.
Yeah, I think so. And he was just. My dad was saying you should ask which player he thought was like harder.
Well, it's before my time. I've only seen the clips on the video. Okay. So I know there were some battles over the years with Ron Harris for Chelsea and Osgood. They would just kick the living daylights out of each other, and Benetti got stamped on in the final, and all sorts of stuff like that used to go on. And they would just there was the one tackle though when the ball's come out to the edge of the area, and the Leeds player goes to head it, and he jumps up to head it. And some Chelsea players' boots come flying past his head. Literally must be about 7 foot off the ground. I don't know how he did it. It's just if you watch clips on it on YouTube and stuff, you wouldn't believe what you're watching.
I mean, you don't really get that. I mean, you get it from the fans, but I don't think you really get that passion from the players anymore.
No,
I know you do. I think because they don't understand the rivalry, perhaps to
Yeah.
With the Battle of the Bridge, though, the Battle of the Bridge, there was, I'd say, a lot of those Chelsea players wanted to beat Spurs because they hated Spurs.
But you
kind of like,
I suppose you could say it's a rarity for a match like that to happen now.
It is.
I suppose they pick it up off the crowd, though. I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because even in the noughties, it was still happening, like that Arsenal United rivalry and Chelsea.
Some great games. Yeah.
Chelsea and Liverpool as well had a bit of they'd always face each other in the cup.
Yeah.
Was it noughties, I think?
Yeah. The Champions League, they played them 3-4 times in the Champions League in a season after season for 3-4 times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Carragher was talking about that in an interview with Lampard a while ago.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seems like it hit the 2010 and it's kind of become a bit of a rarity, those sort of games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can quite put the finger on why, but it seems to be a trend.
I think it could be fewer passionate English players. Possibly. Because if you think about rivalries back in the noughties, it's like United, Chelsea, Liverpool, they all had these massive, like Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, Ferdinand,
the cores of the team were English.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, a lot of the teams are foreign players. Not that necessarily is a bad thing, because obviously you do get some quite amazing football. But if you're thinking about someone who's grown up supporting the club, which is why it's quite nice to be a Chelsea fan right now, because you've got all these youth players coming through who have grown up supporting the club and obviously playing for the club.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, if you had a chat with Werner and Ziyech and said, "Oh, Leeds are coming up," they'd go, "Who are Leeds?"
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a map. They're about there. You know, they're not going to know who they are, let alone the historic rivalry. So I think,
whereas hopefully if you ask Reece James or Mason Mount who Spurs are, or
they know who Spurs are, yeah.
They know our Spurs. It's like the we had a really bad run of form before the game we beat Spurs 2-0. And I thought Willian turned up that game, but Mount especially also turned up that game. That's what I think has changed with football.
Right.
You're looking about the differences between the two teams and the passion change.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, makes sense.
Age calf again. It's almost a running gag with this podcast. You're back to bed. All right.
I just said it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I was just asking you, because obviously you're sometimes known as stat man by your mates when it comes to football. All-time highest appearances for Chelsea.
Oh, come on. Got to get more difficult than that.
Yeah, they will.
Ron Harris.
Yeah.
700 and...
Whatever, yeah.
29, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Peter Bonetti, over 700.
Just a few games.
Just a few. Go on.
All right. Top scorer.
Frank Lampard. Who overtook Bobby Tamblyn.
Yeah.
Bobby Tamblyn, I think, was 197. I don't know, actually. I've looked that up.
I'll look that up now.
I can't remember now.
Highest assists?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or in a particular season?
Ever.
No idea. Pat Nevin? No.
Nope.
Eden Hazard?
Second.
Okay, Eden Hazard second. First. Robin or Duff? No, I've got no idea.
Frank
Lampard. Okay.
Bobby Tamblyn scored 202 goals.
202, okay. 5 out, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I knew it was over 200 because I remember when Lampard scored I remember the kit even Lampard was playing in was that weird third away strip. We had just yellow stripe down across from his shoulder to the other waist. It was a bit weird.
Chelsea had some dreadful kits over the years.
That's the thing. Do you rate your new kits?
I don't mind them. No. Compared to the last 2 seasons, though, I think the home kit's better this season than it has been for the last 2 seasons. But I really liked the away kit and the third kit of the season that's just happened for Chelsea. the white one with the collar, and then the black one with the a weird collar again. I quite liked it. It's quite 90s or 80s or whatever the style they were going for.
Yeah. Have you seen City's kits?
The Puma ones.
Yeah. Do you rate them?
The black one looks quite nice.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. And the home kits. The home kit's interesting.
The home kit's like mosaic, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got a funny pattern on it that they all seem to have these days.
I don't mind it, to be fair.
No, but they don't quite make up. They're not quite the same as the old kits, I think, these days.
Oh, Chelsea's kitting there was a Chelsea kit from about 20 years ago that was grey mottled with orange grid. It's
that was awful. That was
embarrassing. It was embarrassing. It was so bad.
Well, I remember, what's his name? The guy who managed Newcastle and everyone hated at Newcastle. Hullet. I remember Hullet played in that kit.
Yeah, dreadful.
Shocking. Okay. Who was your least favourite manager for Chelsea?
Least favourite manager? Oh, I know. Philippe Scolari.
Really?
Yeah. Philippe Scolari came in as the ex-Brazil manager. He came in, and I think he just thought he needed to turn up, and he went very quickly. He just sort of let the players get on with it and didn't do anything. That was always the rumours anyway. No, he made no impression on anyone. Arrived, and then I think probably one of them. If you want to look at Mourinho towards one of his second spell towards the end, it was awful. Just awful.
Was his last before he went to United?
Yeah, but he was looking for a way out. So
all that stuff when he was like calling the that medic was just completely.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Completely like uncalled for and out of the blue, really.
Yeah, did he blame him for an injury or something?
Yeah, for treatment or something. Like
Hazard got injured, I think.
And she came on and he didn't want her to go on.
Because but the issue was that she was very close with a lot of the Chelsea players.
Close, Tom.
Huh?
I think that was a bit. Yeah, that was a rumour.
Well, no, that was a rumour anyway. But no, she was close with some of them. She was closer with others. And that kind of put a bit of a rift in the between the players and Mourinho. But a lot of the Chelsea players have come out in the last few years and said that they were fuming with the board the first time they got rid of Mourinho. Because Terry certainly said it. I think Lampard said it. I think Cole said it as well. Like literally, they were shocked. It came out of nowhere, almost.
Right.
Or do you? Obviously, I was quite young, but do you remember that? Do you remember Mourinho? Obviously, you remember Mourinho's
third season. Third season, he was dreadful. But that's when when you talk about Mourinho's negative football, first two seasons, it was phenomenal football. But the third season, suddenly, he just started to play for 1-0 the whole time, and with third or fourth, and no one was enjoying the football, and the players weren't happy. And I think he does what Mourinho does is he gets bored and wants out, and he never wants to resign because he doesn't get
sort of that feeling around the club already.
Yeah, by the third season he had enough. Like he had at Real Madrid and United and all those sorts of things where he never resigns because he doesn't get paid off otherwise, does he? So he just sort of makes the point where everyone wants to get rid of him. So
well, we were speaking earlier about how everyone says that Mourinho's had quite a negative way of playing, but you were saying that.
Not his first two seasons at Chelsea.
His first two seasons were
exciting.
Yeah. We didn't let any goals in. But.
I always remember, I think it was his second stint, and it was the season he won the Prem. And it was like the first half of the season, Chelsea winning like 5-0, 4-0, 5-1, 4-1. And then second half of the season, it was 1-0, 2-1. It was like suddenly it just changed. And I was if you got that lead and it was like, right, we can't lose this lead. Like, didn't want to.
Yeah, it's more worried about not losing it than winning it.
Yeah.
Didn't
want to risk it.
But no, those first two seasons that Mourinho was there, the football was fantastic. So you had Duff on one side, Iron Robin on the other, Drogba down the middle. You had Lampard scoring goals from midfield. What's his name? The German guy again, Ballack. SCM. It was a great side. Great side.
We say it's best ever for Chelsea.
Yeah, one right up there. When you look at that side and you look at some of our later sides, you only got players like Hazard who'd make it in, really. I'm not sure any of our central defence or left backs would make it into that side.
No. Carvalho,
Not Carvalho,
Cole.
Gallas,
Yeah.
Ferreira, Lampard, Ballack, Drogba. There's not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. It's a great side.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, there's a lot of those players were in our all-time greatest Premier League 11. Like Terry, Cole, mentioned Cech, mentioned Hazard. We had Lampard in there. Drogba, we didn't mention.
I think he was on the bench. How did he not get on the bench?
No, we didn't put Drogba in. We mentioned him. I think we mentioned him in a different podcast because he wasn't really like an all-time greatest. That's what we were saying.
He scored in every final he ever played in, I think.
Yeah. Like, that's what we were saying in a different podcast. Like, we didn't mention him in the all-time Premier League. But if you're talking about someone who's going to win you a title, or win you like an FA Cup, or win you the Champions League, or win you anything, kind of like big game player, then probably the person you would go to is Drogba.
He scored the winner against United in the FA Cup, winner against Portsmouth, winner against Bayern Munich, and the equaliser against Bayern Munich, and winner against Barcelona in the semi-final in the first leg. I mean, every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, I guess, your big players, what, in your opinion, is your top 5 ever greatest Chelsea players?
Well, we've mentioned a few of them, funnily enough. I think you'd have to go for, my era. I mean, you hear about Osgood, and I didn't see enough of him to know. But certainly since sort of the 80s, you have to go for Hazard, Lampard, Terry, Zola, and Drogba. I think would be my top 5.
That's understandable.
Not too bad.
Zola was just a genius and just such a pleasure to watch, and also from all the stuff you read about him, a really nice,
a lovely bloke. Yeah.
And if you ever saw him play against Julian Dix, where he took him one way, took him the other, to the point where Julian Dix fell over before he put it in the ball net, that was a great goal against West Ham. If you want to look that up. And his goal against Norwich, where he jumps into 3
he flicks it behind
his other leg to go in. The semi-final goal against Wimbledon. Oh, that was genius. So he was a great player. Lampard, Terry, Drogba, obvious. Hazard, obvious. Just the goal against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge, where
we were there.
And he bounces off him. He some 6 foot
bounces off Coquelin.
Then he takes
from,
it past
from the halfway line.
Dare I mention the goal against Tottenham? I know you weren't there, Tom. I know that's still upsetting me. The goal against Tottenham, where he comes inside and cuts it with his right foot.
That was beautiful, yeah. And then the West Ham one as well, where he
he runs all the way.
Just puts it past them, and then that was really good as well. Yeah, he was. Well, there's a period of time where he was almost classed as top 3 in the world, wasn't there?
Yeah, they talked about him in the same bracket as the other 2.
Yeah.
So. And as a Drogba, big game player, he used to terrorise Liverpool defence on a season. It was amazing. He would just, you just knew they hadn't stepped the night before because he was playing against them that day. So it was great. And Terry, how many games did he play? Tom, how many games did he play? Go on.
It was quite a lot. It was 600 and something, maybe.
Yeah, fair amount.
Yeah. Just a few. But he's got the all-time highest stats of any Premier League defender.
Yeah,
there was
lowest goals conceded.
500 appearances
per game.
Well, yeah, there was I saw a pic, almost like a meme. It was someone had tweeted on a Liverpool fan had tweeted like a picture of Van Dijk with one Champions League trophy and one Premier League trophy. And it's like, what does he say? He's like, no, Terry's got nothing on him or something. And then it's like, Terry's got nothing on him, showing him with just like 30 trophies in front of Terry. It's just
it's gone to the head of it, hasn't it? It's gone to the head of it.
Liverpool fans, Definitely. They think they're the best team to have ever lived.
Yeah.
They've got to retain it now.
And with I think with all the signings that United, well, actually,
City, Chelsea.
but I was going to say apparently the Sancho deal is in troubled waters
because they won 100 million, and United think that's too much with the coronavirus. Sort of effects and finances.
And
basically,
Dortmund have given them like a deadline to make it, otherwise they won't sell him.
Yeah.
So I mean, as much as I kind of want to see Sancho in the Premier League, I'll be pretty happy if he doesn't go to United.
I don't mind not seeing him play for United.
Yeah.
Put it politely.
Yeah. Putting it politely.
Right, chaps, I'm going to have to go.
All right.
I'm going to have to call it a day. Thank you very much.
No worries. Nice to have you on as a first guest. And we'll maybe have you on again talking about music, maybe, or something.
Oh, you never know. Right. See you soon.
See ya.
Cheers.
All right. Well, that was good. Lots of interesting stuff about Chelsea, which some of our stuff I didn't even know. So
yeah, there you
go. But doesn't your brother does music at university, right?
Like audio sort of stuff. Yeah.
Because my dad's big into his music, and Kieran, I was speaking to Kieran today, and he said maybe getting my dad and your brother on the podcast at some point, speaking about music and that kind of stuff could be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we start talking about Champions League?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Do you want to start off with the game tomorrow for you?
Yeah. City Real 2-1 up on aggregate. Important game.
Yeah. So are you feeling confident?
50-50. I think it could go either way, that game.
Oh, who's at home?
So the balance us. So we got 2 away goals.
Okay, that's quite big.
But it's still up in the air. Anyone's game.
Because Real Madrid massively picked it up at the end of the season, didn't they?
Yeah, anything can happen.
You really don't sound confident. You should be more confident than us.
Oh, come on, do a good day.
You should be more confident than Chelsea.
Well, I mean...
Oh, he's frozen. Oh. And he's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
It's difficult when it's anything can happen in football. You just can't predict it. It's just difficult. So, yeah.
Well,
Chelsea. You would think it's unlikely, but you never know. They might turn it around.
Well, I was speaking to a Chelsea fan recently, and they were saying, do you remember last Champions League, Liverpool came back from a 3-0 deficit against Barcelona.
Yeah.
Spurs came back to beat City.
Yeah.
And came back to beat Ajax as well, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you're kind of going off the trend of last year's Champions League, then
anything can happen.
And considering I think Bayern Munich haven't played a competitive game since when was it? Since 27th of July. No, was it July? June, yeah, 27th of June.
Yeah, but I mean that's a strong Bayern team.
It's going to have to be something.
They are
special.
You'd probably say they are favourites to win it, to be honest, with their team.
Well, although I don't know, it depends if they can keep the form that they had going, because they have had that massive break. Because the Bundesliga did finish way before everyone else.
Yeah. Very true.
So, I don't know. Who do you? So you're thinking Bayern Munich to win it?
I think I would obviously like to think we can, but I think Bayern are strong. Because if you look through the fixtures, I'll have a look at them out.
Yeah, I was just getting up as well.
Yeah.
So we got you versus Madrid.
Yeah.
Juventus are losing 1-0 to Lyon.
Yeah, you would expect them to turn it around, but you never know.
Barcelona 1-1 with Napoli, and then Bayern beating us 3-0.
Yeah.
And confirmed quarterfinals, we got Atlanta versus Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, Paris Saint-Germain are obviously going to win that. Yeah. And then we got RB Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid. So
I think out of those teams, PSG will be strong. Atletico, they were a bit inconsistent this season, but they'll be strong in the Champions League.
They'll beat RB Leipzig because RB Leipzig have just lost Werner.
Yeah, true.
Because Werner's training with us right now, not them.
Yeah.
Because Ziyech and Werner did obviously Ajax were out of the Champions League, but Werner started training with us just in case there was the chance that they could have played in the Champions League, but obviously that's not happened.
Happening, yeah.
That would be awesome. Imagine if we could have brought in bloody Werner.
I know those players like reinforcements.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Oh dear.
Then you look at Juve; they've been inconsistent this season. Us, we've been inconsistent. Madrid.
I think you have a very good chance of winning this if you beat Madrid.
You think?
Yeah, because I don't know, just it's Pep's third season, isn't it? It'd be almost like his fourth season.
Yeah, fourth.
It'd be almost his dream if he wins it.
He might just bid it off after if he wins it. It'd be like, right.
Exactly, but at the same time, like it's such a. It'd be they got a middle finger to the UEFA when they managed to get the appeal, the ban turned over, and then if they go on to win it anyway, it's just like
he's taking the trophy off him.
Yeah. Well, I remember saying to you and Kieran, I think I almost wanted you guys to win it just for the fun of it, even if you were banned.
Yeah.
Because it would have just been so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think so. I mean, Madrid, they were sort of inconsistent until the second half of the season when they started putting stuff together.
Or was that Hazard came back from injury and kind of stuff like that?
Yeah. Barca, inconsistent.
Although we've seen Messi's stats this season.
Yeah, it's still
unreal.
Yeah, it's still unreal. But I mean, the rest of the teams have been a bit off.
Oh yeah. Well, they've made some. The signings just haven't been good enough for them. Like Griezmann, Ousmane Dembele. They've made that really weird switch. Was it with Arthur for that Juventus guy?
Pjanic, yeah.
Yeah, Pjanic, who's like 29.
Yeah.
And Arthur's like 24.
Yeah. And then the links with Guendouzi, aren't they? Is a swap deal for Coutinho. It doesn't make sense.
I know.
Yeah.
I think the lead, was it chairman of Barcelona before he leaves is just trying to screw everything up, basically.
Yeah. But then if you look at Bayern Munich, they're the only team that you can say
consistent
all season. That's why, obviously, I like to think we'll win it. I like to think we'll go far, but I think Bayern will be a very difficult team to beat.
But for all you know, we could win 4-0 on Saturday, and then it's all yours.
It's true.
I don't know.
I was going to say, actually, what is your... Because there's been various sort of opinions on it. What is your actual opinion on that, the ban being overturned?
I can't believe it, really. You didn't get anything apart from a £10 million fine.
Yeah.
It was quite dodgy. Just didn't seem right. Literally, the only reason it didn't go through was because they just couldn't quite find enough evidence.
Yeah, true.
Like, clearly there was... Obviously, you did something dodgy, clearly. But it was just so long ago that there's no way to prove it, basically.
Yeah. So would you say we should have had at least a £30 million fine or something?
No, I'm just saying that I think you did it. It's just you can't. I agree with the whole thing. If you can't prove it, then you can't really pass judgment on someone. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But like, would you say we deserved some form of ban or some form of?
Well, no.
Fine.
If you can't prove it, then no, you shouldn't be judged. But and then again, like if you increase the money, it's Man City. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To them, 30 million, 10 million.
So would you say if they found a bit more evidence, would you say they should have still been banned? We should have still been banned for 2 years, or do you think
Once, maybe one.
Do you think it's worth it every year? Yeah.
Yeah, like us, we'll just shorten it.
Yeah. Because I think that's sort of the trend. Because Milan were banned for a year, PSG were banned for a year, and they overturned it. So it's that sort of thing. I think it'd be a bit
harsh, maybe.
If they had have found something, I'd be like, all right, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's wrong. But to then ban us for 2 years when they've only been banning for a year, I think that would have been a bit harsh. But there is a sort of a different attitude towards City for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it's because you came in with loads of money and changed the game. Our two clubs are the reason that financial fair play came into it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's a bit of sort of the elite, the classic original elite clubs not liking, like you say, City and Chelsea, new kids on the block sort of thing.
We are a little bit less like you though, because we've relatively have been at the top before.
You've been doing it for about 20 years now.
Yeah, whereas I mean, like even before Abramovich came in, we were a top 6 team.
I was going to say the difference with Chelsea and City was a lot less drastic for Chelsea.
Yeah. Whereas you went from championships to winning a Premier League. So yeah.
Right, it wasn't championship. What are you saying? Not right.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah. So would you? I don't know. Would you say that Chelsea are included in that? Oh.
Included in what?
Included in that sort of original elite teams.
I don't know. I wouldn't say. I'm just saying that before Abramovich came in, we were a top 6 team. So he almost seemed to just. I don't know. I wasn't around at the time. Probably would have been a good question. We should have asked my dad.
Yeah.
So but I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember. Well, I saw that like a group of clubs, including Chelsea. It was like basically the top 6. Like appealed to UEFA to impose the ban straight away. Or CAS, and they dismissed it. But I thought that was a bit. It was a bit sly, you know what I mean?
That is very sly.
Just ban them straight away.
That is very sly.
I think it was something like. Chelsea were involved, but I think it was Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, and I think Arsenal were like one of the main clubs trying to do it. It's like that's so sly.
That is very sly. Because you've basically kind of like replaced them in the top 4 almost.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they used to be the club in the top 4, and now they've been replaced by you pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know. There is sort of this different attitude towards City, and I don't like you say it's because it's a lot more drastic with us, obviously. But I don't know. I always think maybe it's there's something deeper. Like I don't know what it is, but there just seems
it might be. What's your opinion on the Newcastle thing?
It's a difficult one because obviously City have been bought by Abu Dhabi in that, but I might have been too young at the time, but I don't remember there being such controversy with City. Or there probably was, but not as much because with this one, there's like the TV rights and the murdering of the journalists and stuff like that comes along with it.
At the same time, I can also see Newcastle's perspective of like that.
Oh yeah,
Chelsea's owners are pretty dodgy.
yeah.
City's owners are pretty dodgy. Like,
yeah, I completely get it.
Spurs' owners dodgy as hell. Like, it does almost seem like they were trying to. It's almost like they had something against Newcastle in just being. They went silent. They just didn't say any reason. They just knew that if they just said stalled it, yeah, it wouldn't go through.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. It's just because the added controversy with all those other things is. But like you say, like City's, Chelsea's, Tottenham's, whatever, their owners have probably done. Well, maybe not murdering someone, but like they're probably involved in like dodgy TV deals and all that sort of stuff. But that didn't come out.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as controversial. But I don't know. It's a difficult one because I don't really know enough about it. But I think the murdering of the journalist is the
main thing.
The main thing for me, anyway.
Yeah, it definitely is. But isn't a club owned by a Saudi prince?
Sheffield, is it?
Yeah, Sheffield United are owned by a Saudi prince.
Yeah.
So shouldn't they not be owned by?
It's a weird one.
Yeah, it's strange. Well, I thought I'd just bring it in at the end as well, just because obviously it was some news.
Yeah, because the Sheffield one, maybe they didn't want two Saudi people from the same family.
I remember that being a thing because they were worried that if the Saudi people bought Newcastle, they might have monopoly over the people that own Sheffield United.
Yeah,
and that could obviously cause issues. But then I think they proved it would be fine. So I don't know. It almost seemed like how people don't like City. It was almost like a thing against Newcastle in that sense.
I don't think because with Newcastle, I think it might just be Newcastle as a club, but I think with City, it's more the owners of City. Like there's something deeper that they don't like the owners of for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but and I don't know why they would have something against Newcastle.
No, I have no idea why they have anything against Newcastle. They've been a big club for many years, so strange. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to mention? I think we covered everything for this week.
Oh, the thing with the Sheffield thing, that Saudi prince, he was co-owner, wasn't he? And he managed to win the 100% stake in it, didn't he, from the previous owner? Yeah, the previous owner was a Sheffield fan, and when they were in the Championship or whatever, he needed extra investment. So that Saudi prince came and was like, "Oh, I'll give you extra investment for like a 50% stake or something." Then they went to court because he was like, "I've invested a lot more money than you, so I should own the club." So they went to court and he won the court battle. So now the Saudi prince is the proper owner.
So we didn't even have to pay full
co-owner. Well, co-owner, but not the proper full owner now, not co-owner. Basically.
Yeah. So we didn't actually have to even pay the full price to buy Sheffield United.
No,
that's so dodgy.
Yeah,
that's really dodgy.
They might kick out Sheffield United supporter in the process. Basically.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But then again, look what they've done. So
yeah, true.
All right. Well, next week we've got another YouTuber coming on for our second interview. I thought we'd just warm me up with my dad, and we're going to be speaking about motorsports, which I know absolutely nothing about, apart from the fact that cars go brum brum. So
I know a little bit, but I won't know anywhere near as much as.
So yeah, if you want to tune in next week for that should be quite an interesting one, different one. Speaking about something other than football, and
what the transfers have happened.
Yeah, we'll still speak about relative news at the start and the end or whatever. But because, for example, if Chelsea do win 4-3, I'm definitely mentioning that at the start. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of, I guess, a different video than usual. And if so, we'd appreciate if you left a like, subscribe if you're new around here. We're almost at 50 subscribers as of filming this video. We hopefully want to keep on growing this channel. So I guess we'll see you guys next week for another video at 4 p.m. Bye.